Hello and welcome to my channel Crazy About Football. Here we are with a review of results of all the matches of Game Week 2. I have to apologize also because I got a bit late in posting this video, but I had to attend a wedding in Dehradun. It was a wedding of a close relative, so I had to attend it. I couldn't miss it, but I kept a close eye on all the matches, and here we are with the review of all the matches from Game Week 2, and it was another pulsating week of football, exciting end-to-end stuff. It was another cracking weekend of English Premier League football. So we have a lot to cover, so let's begin right away. We had our first match in this Game Week 2, West Ham against Chelsea. I posted a prediction video on my channel and I predicted an easy Chelsea win, and it was only that Chelsea easy Chelsea win. Chelsea scored 5 goals and West Ham scored 1. I predicted Chelsea would score 3 goals, but they scored 5 goals. West Ham were really poor. I expected them to be a bit competitive, but they were competitive for initial 30-40 minutes where the football was end to end, but Chelsea had too much for West Ham. I have fear for West Ham. Graham Potter is in danger. He does not have a very good bench also. Only good players are, I think, Jared Bowen and Lucas Paqueta, and I think his philosophy is also not what I relate to. So I think West Ham have to maybe reconsider their decision with Graham Potter. They may have to sack him also. So it was an easy win for Chelsea. Chelsea were not that great, but they didn't need to be great to beat this poor West Ham side. So an easy Chelsea win, 5-1 to them. Then we had the result of the weekend. That was, I gave my instant reaction on it also, that Tottenham scored a win over Manchester City in their home. Manchester City started really well. They were really buzzing. They were very good in possession. They created a few chances also. Marmoush had a great chance one-on-one with their keeper, but he couldn't convert. Then Tottenham landed a counter blow. They scored 2 goals, one from a poor mistake from the goalkeeper and one from the counter attack. So that was a great game for Thomas Frank, and it reaffirms my belief in Thomas Frank. I already told you Tottenham have a very good coach. He keeps his teams very organized. He makes difficult for other teams to play through them, but at the same time he plays the football also. There are a lot of patterns between their players, attacking patterns. They create a lot of chances also. They do not only defend deep, but they know how to defend also. This is the biggest positive that Tottenham can see from this game, that their defense was great. They haven't conceded a single goal from their first 2 games. So that is great news, because they haven't kept a clean sheet in previous season. They were not able to keep clean sheets in even one match. So that is great from point of view of Tottenham. From the point of view of Manchester City, I already told you that their strategy would be to outscore teams, but this time they were not able to break down Tottenham. They created a few chances, but they were not able to convert, and that led to their downfall, and I'm doubtful about their defense. I already told you that their defense is not up to the mark, and that's why I put them in the 4th position, and that really showed in that game. They were not able to score on one end, and they conceded 2 goals on the other end. So they lost to Tottenham. Then we had a game of Bournemouth against Wolves at their home. Bournemouth won 1-0. Wolves were not up to the mark. Bournemouth were great at their home in previous season as well. This season they have started well. So that was an easy win for Bournemouth against Wolves. Nothing of anything special to note about that game. Then there was a game of Brentford against Aston Villa. That was a surprise for me, because Brentford came out winners, and I was fearing for Brentford because I thought they lost key players in this summer transfer window. They lost their coach as well, that is Thomas Frank. I already told you I really like the coach, but and against Aston Villa, who has a very good coach, I think Unai Emery, they won that game, and I was expecting a Aston Villa win, but Brentford came out winners, and so that's a really positive sign for Brentford that they could score a win against a strong team of Aston Villa's caliber. So that was a great result for Brentford, and I have a few concerns for Aston Villa. They were not able to score again. Second game in a row that they were not able to score. They were not able to create many chances as well. They are not able to sign players because of PSL rules. So a bit of messy situation for Aston Villa. They have their work cut out. Unai Emery has their work cut out. So a bad week for Aston Villa. Brentford won against them. Then we had a game of newly promoted teams, Burnley against Sunderland, and Burnley won their match. And the key for the newly promoted teams are their home games, because they really had to win their home games if they have to survive, if they have to stay up in this Premier League. So their home games become very important. We saw Sunderland against West Ham last week in their home, they won 3-0. Now Burnley against Sunderland in their home, they won 2-0. So that is a real key for the newly promoted teams, and Burnley just did that. They won their home game, and that would be the key for them to staying up, even for Sunderland as well, even for Leeds as well. So a good win for Burnley. They opened their account 2-0 to them. Then we had my title winners for this season, Arsenal against Leeds. They completely demoralized Leeds. They won 5-0. They completely outplayed Leeds. They did not allow Leeds to even have a shot at. I can't even remember seeing that match. I think for 40-50 minutes they didn't have even a single shot at their goal. So they were that much in control, Arsenal. That's why I have kept them as winners, because they are a complete side. They can attack, they can defend. If they have a 1-0 lead, they can defend that as well. So, even though Arsenal were not were amazing, they were outplaying Leeds from the start. They were steady. They were controlling the possession of the football, and they were clinical. They were professional. They didn't have to be really great to beat Leeds, and still they beat Leeds 5-0. So this way we can see that how much depth that Arsenal team have, and they can play much better than this, and still they won 5-0. So I think sky is the limit for Arsenal team, and I think they are going to run away this league, because they have the best defense in this league, and I'm predicting that this time Arsenal will lift the Premier League trophy. So a big win for Arsenal as well. Then we moved to Sunday, and the first game was Crystal Palace against Nottingham Forest. That was a draw. That signing Dan Nadoy, that Nottingham Forest signed, I think that was a great signing. Another great assist from him. He's turning out to be a really good signing for them. Really creative and an amazing player. So a good result for both of the teams, I would say, a draw. Then there was Everton against Brighton, and Everton opened their account, and the main attraction for that game was Jack Grealish, signed by Everton from Manchester City on loan, and he bagged 2 assists for the 2 Everton goals. So that was a great sign for a footballing community that Jack Grealish is performing well again, because he's a type of a player that every fan would love to go and see, would pay a ticket to watch him. So that was amazing, and an important player for Everton. He has started performing for them. So a great sign for Everton, a great win for Everton at their home. And then came that game of Fulham against Manchester United, my team. I was really hoping that Manchester United could perform well, could prove me wrong, uh, could carry the momentum that they had against Arsenal, that they controlled the game against Arsenal. But all that went down the drain. And again, we saw the same problems that we saw last season. Their midfield being run over, that double pivot of Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes failed miserably. Fernandes missed the penalty and then he lost his head, totally lost his head. He was having a shocker of a game, but Ruben Amorim continued, did not substitute him. I don't know why. Why he's hell bent on sacking himself? Why is he deploying that same 5-2-3 system, which is clearly not working? Their midfield is getting overrun. You could hear Marco Silva in his post-match conference that it was very simple. He just completely exposed this Manchester United system in a 2-3 lines, that their midfield, they knew that they play with two players in the midfield, so they tried to overpower them in that area. They outnumbered them. They played 3 against 2. They played 3 in the midfield, and then Manchester United started well. They had a couple of very good chances. Then Bruno Fernandes missed the penalty, but that in second half, Fulham just ran Manchester United ragged. They were just the balls were instantly getting turned over. The midfield was getting run over. Some players were pressing, some players were not pressing. It was a chaos, and it was Manchester United were lucky that they. So I already told you that we should not be hopeful about Manchester United, and I can safely say that Manchester United cannot succeed with this system. Premier League has got a lot of good managers, and they will work it out easily. It is very predictable what his system is. It's flawed. It's not great at this level, and he has to change it to succeed. That's the only conclusion I can give for Ruben Amorim. The next game was the Newcastle United against Liverpool. The big clash due to Alexander Isak situation. Liverpool want Alexander Isak, and Alexander Isak refusing to play for Newcastle United. So it was a big game. The stadium was hostile. Atmosphere was great, and Newcastle were like they were hounding Liverpool players like mad dogs. They were pressing high. They were full of energy. And it was a typical Eddie Howe team, physical presence, and they did not allow Liverpool to play, and their defensive frailties again showed in that game. I already told you that they don't have a very good defense, and they were again exposed. They took a 2-0 lead. Newcastle United had gone down to 10 men due to a horrendous tackle from Anthony Gordon. I think that changed the game. Liverpool were able to score 2 goals. But then again, Newcastle United showed their character, their resilience, their physicality as a team. They ran all over the pitch. They ran Liverpool ragged. At one point, it seemed like Liverpool have gone down to 10 men, and Newcastle United were all over Liverpool. They scored 2 goals. They got back to even terms, but then Liverpool produced another attacking superstar, Rio Nagmuha, their 16-year-old sensation, who scored a brilliant goal, brilliant team goal out of nowhere. They displayed a brilliant piece of football. Liverpool, I told you that they have this in their local. They will play bad for 60-70 minutes, and then in a blink of an eye they can score 2-3 goals because they have got amazing attack. But it is not sustainable over one full season. That's why I have Arsenal over them, because Arsenal have balance, have control, and they can win football matches with more of a ease. Liverpool have played 2 games and they had to score last minute goals in both of the games. So this is great. This is amazing. You don't play well, still you win matches, but it is not sustainable. I feel bad for Newcastle United. They deserved at least a draw. They deserved something out of the game. They were brilliant. I just love their energy and their physicality, their intention to win the game, their passion. their passion to prove that point that we are here, even if Alexander Isak is not playing for us. But Liverpool, Van Dijk was one. What a performance from him. He single-handedly protected Liverpool's defense like hell. Otherwise, they have frailties, but if Van Dijk hasn't been there, it would have been, Newcastle would have easily won that game. So he was amazing, but another great result for Liverpool. But they have to sort out their defense. Arne Slot needs to get that balance. They need to sign Mark Guehi, and they need to sign one more attacking player for their attacking depth also. So that was all for today's review of game week 2. Bad week for Manchester United, my team. Great week for Arsenal, Tottenham, and Liverpool. So we'll be back with more content. We'll be back with a video about Fantasy Premier League. A lot of our subscribers want that as well. So I'll be telling you about all my Fantasy Premier League team as well. So stay tuned for more content, and please subscribe